Let's see. On sync. My videos. There we go. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Let's see if everything's working right. Let's see how everything's working right. You can guys hear me just fine? Let's see. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And Endos as well. So let's see. Music sounds good, and you hear us. All right, cool. So hello, everyone. I'm Roach RC, I guess, as you already know. We're just here doing a small little Q&A for today. And it's good to have you guys here, especially you guys, Endos and Buddy as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at see what we've got so far. And should have had this open on a separate tab already, but then let's start with Wyatt Fair, or I'm sorry, not Wyatt Fair. My buddy's question is, when are you going to make a trip to Florida? I'm not 100% sure. Hey, Jeremiah, what am I doing with to go back to Florida? I'm probably going to be going down there either later this year or early next year, more than likely. I'm going to be going back to school in the fall, and I'm going to have to do it every single day. So getting the time to actually travel a lot is going to be a lot more difficult. Endos RC, what am I doing with a slash? What am I doing with a slash? Don't worry about it. At least not yet. Hey, Jeremiah, how you doing? It's good to see you as well. Let's see how many people we got in here so far. But yeah, in all seriousness, I got the slash from a friend of mine named Jane, and she wanted me to do a project with it. So we're going to be doing some things with that in the future for another video. Good to see you doing good. Good to see you doing good. Let's see. There is a mid-motor chassis for the slash? Is there? I gotta look this up. Hang on one second. Slash mid-motor. Oh my god, there is. But it's 200 and ooh. That is quite costly. There's also known for Chuck's Works. But it looks like it's just 3D printed for the most part for drag racing. Oh. Yeah, Jane is pretty cool. She's the one who gave me the slash. Actually, get a closer look at it real quick. It's got the flowers on it still as well, and all the batteries. And this is deceptively heavy. Carbon fiber, buddy. Yep. Chuck's Works is the one I have, but oh, sorry. Hang on, let me put that up. Chuck's Works, Endo says Chuck's Works is the one I have, but what one did you see that's $200? The one that I saw was $200. Was it was the 5.7 design. one. It was $224 on AMAN. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Now let me get rid of some tabs that might give away some things. There we go. Share screen, Chrome tab. So looks like we got, I did it wrong. Here we go. So yeah, the 5.7 design SC conversion kit. This thing is like, oh, this is for an SC 6.2. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. This is something else completely. There we go. Clears history. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm smart enough to use incognito browser, so even though it doesn't keep you away from Google, but it keeps you away from your parents. Anyway, yeah, the A8 worked for me so far, off-road racing and whatnot. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly if the mid-motor conversion for the Slash would be worth it, just to put it just plainly, because the amount of money that you'd spend on the Slash to make it mid-motor, you could just buy an SC 6.4 or a T6.4. I think Buddy says the Chucksworth. I think the Chucksworth is probably better of a chassis for the Slash. I think so too, but like I said again, I don't think it's worth it if you're going to be spending the money on like a VXL Slash when you could just buy a kit instead. But yeah, let's move on to the next question that I've got. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see here. Wyatt Fair asks, okay, my topic question would be how much of RC racing and driving transfers into full-scale racing and driving? What can be learned from both, and where are the big differences? So, cheers. And so, to answer that question, Wyatt, if you're here, hi Ian. Well, I think JQ put this in a way pretty well. The big difference is the name of like self-preservation. And for example, like you drive slower in real life racing or full-size car racing because you don't want to die, obviously. So you drive slower, you brake earlier, you accelerate not as hard. In RC, it's the exact opposite. So in that way, it's different. The way it's the same is learning different lines, learning throttle input and stuff like that. But they are very different animals. Let's see. Hi, Ian. How you doing? David says, yeah, my stock Slash was fairly heavy. Now with all aluminum upgrades, bigger motor, it's a lot heavier. I only use the Slash for bashing. Yeah, that's something I'm going to be saying in one of my next videos about the Slash particularly, is that I don't think it's a great platform for racing, even though it's a very, like, there are stock Slash classes everywhere. I think there are better options than the Slash. And Endo says, I was way more hooked up when I was rear motor, but I think it will prepare me for better race kits. It kind of will and it kind of won't, because if you learn how to drive with a bad car, you'll start to well, it's hard to explain. You'll start to develop bad habits with the actual car, and it won't transfer over to the better car. So yeah, it's hard to say exactly. David also goes back to say, I want to race a Slash, but it's too much time and money to get it dialed in for the local carpet track. Yeah, that's another thing about anything rear motor at all. And most of the RTR versions of cars in general is they're all set up for like tracks that were more popular like 2 years ago, not even 2 years, like 5 years ago. So the SC, it's like racing an SC5 now on a high bite Ozite carpet track like Beachline RC. It's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna be as good. What's this called? It's just not gonna be as good as other cars. And also, we got 12 viewers. Ian Petrie, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you again. Hi, Cabe. What other classes do you run? Any on-road? So I used to run on-road back when I initially started, like back in 2013 with a track called Roach RC. And that was an on-road and off-road track. It had carpet off-road and carpet on-road, but eventually they switched to off-road dirt. It started to really kill the on-road scene because all of the dust and dirt would get onto the carpet for the on-road cars, and it would kind of mess them up really badly. But that's where I initially started. That's where I used to race. But nowadays, it's completely off-road these days, mostly because there are simply no on-road tracks in the Southeast United States other than I think Apex and Tennessee, and that's about 3 to 4 hours away from me. Also, off-road is probably the most expensive class you can get into. Like if you look at a Mugen Seiki kit or an X-Ray kit, it's like $800. So yeah, it's hard to say. Endo's RC says a stadium truck tire. Yes, stadium truck tire. I got a stadium truck coming in soon. That'll be another review coming in. I've literally got everything but the kit. I've got the body, I've got the servo, got this mess, got the motor, got the super fast black transponder, but everything else, no. I need the kit still. Yep, here we go. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Our Koi Boy says, I work at a local RC store and they have a few types of tracks. Have you noticed anywhere else that you've been geared more towards rock crawlers? It drives me nuts that it's so big now. I can't really get into rock crawling for the most part because, again, it's a question of money, but also it's just not really my thing. I've never been a fan of big lifted trucks. I've never been a fan of, I can appreciate it and I can have fun doing it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a crawler, at least not yet. Endo's RC says I'll probably be getting... Jeremiah says there's a new on-road carpet track in Anderson, South Carolina. I did not know that, but we'll have to see how that goes in the future. Buddy says, did you enjoy on-road or off-road more? I'd say I enjoyed on-road at the time more, entirely because I was younger and my reflexes were better. Because as I turn, like, I'm 23 now, so my reflexes are starting to finally wane. So I'm just outside of that, like, esports age grouping where you can actually succeed. So I'm kind of... I like off-road more, and I find myself liking 8th scale more, which is going to be another, situation going on soon. Let's see what else we got here. Ian Petrie says, yeah, thanks for the response. Sadly, on-road classes suffer the same problem everywhere. Yeah, they're just, like Endo says here, Mugen in general is hella expensive. On-road in general is hella expensive, especially when it comes to, like, mod and stuff like that. Also, let's see. Buddy says, also, any idea why the new truck dick doesn't come with a body? Probably to save, honestly, either to save costs or because they can. Honestly, if they were to add a body, it'd probably be $400, and that's a little bit too much for some people. Probably even more than that, honestly. But to be honest, the reason why they don't include a body is... they'll say it's because people use their own bodies anyway. In my opinion, I think it's just because they can, and they can sell it for the same price. Also, it looks like Owen is here. Stock Slash for the win. Yeah, I wish. I really wish. Yeah, Dirty Foul Hobbiton RC Racing coming in. Yep. Let's see. What else we got here? I'm trying... General Punch is here. I'm trying to get a Hobao Hyper SS Truggy to work right, but it's a struggle. When do I just stop chasing setup and just buy a proper kit? That's a hard thing to really... that's a hard thing to really quantify. If you feel like... it's really hard to say. I bought... my first race kit after I basically broke at what's this called? I broke my old HPI Sprint 2 Drift. So I got a used kit, and that's probably what you should do when you want to buy a proper kit. Or a proper kit, because when you buy a proper kit, you'll start to understand, oh wait, these are how cars should really be handling, because there's only that Hobao is going to be able to do. There's only so much it's going to be able to do. So yeah, Owen writes back, why aren't you at Loganville? You know why, Owen. I don't have an 8th scale right now. You should know that. I would be there. But yeah, Dirty Soft Racing says doubleheader tomorrow at Hobbytown, Columbus, Georgia. I'm probably not going to be there, mostly because I have to work. But I will be there next weekend during the Roar Nationals warm up. Yeah, Jeremiah says, oh, sorry, Endos. When you had it, did you ever try the carbon shock towers for the EB410? No, I did not. I wanted to get a good idea of what the car had handled like out of the box. And to be honest, I was impressed with its durability and capability on larger tracks, but on clay tracks, it was kind of lacking. And the amount of money that I have to spend to get it to work on, like, say, for example, at Hobbytown Columbus, just wasn't worth it. I could just do better with a 4-wheel drive kit from any other brand, including Schumacher, really. And Owen, or RC, regular Joe's RCs in the chat right now, used to call it a tank. That's basically what it was. So you really had to overpower it in order to get anything out of it. Any tips for a Tamiya DTO racing fighter? I can't really give many tips on that, other than like just try and do as good as you can with it as it is now. And once you feel like you're starting to max out in terms of its capabilities, move on to a proper racing kit. So yeah, what happened to the RC B4E? I sold it. I sold it for another project that I'm going to be working on. Again, let that focus. This should give you an idea of what I'm going to be working with next. So, yeah. Let's see. David says, I've been eyeing a lot of kids 8 scale truggy or buggy just for bashing. Been eyeing a 4x4 SET or a mini truggy. My local track has a carpet drag strip. That's weird. Maybe a drag that. He also says, I need to rebuild, and get my Losi Mini B running and dialed in. My club does, or planning mini classes. Only we have driver classes. Not a popular class right now. There was a Mini B classes, or a Mini B and Mini T class back at the track that got me back into RC racing called AJC. But honestly, running that made me hate that even more. I really did not like those cars, especially how fragile they were. Not even in terms of braking, but just in terms of just bulk up popping off, and not bad crashes at all. Buddy says, what has been your favorite car so far? So far, my favorite car has probably been this is my B4 or B7 4.2, and it's probably been my best driving car so far. It's been initially stock setup. It wasn't at all, because the stock setup was for clay tracks was just bad. It's just really, really bad. But for after dialing it in a little bit, running different shock fluids, 37.5 on the front, 32.5 on the rear, 500k diff fluid in the middle, 15k in the front, 10k in the rear, it all worked so much better. But yeah, it's a really good kit, and I'm probably going to keep it for a little while. Endos RC says MP10. Yep, that's what I'm going for. MP10E TKI 2. That's what I'm going to be running with next. Tage says, thanks for all your help, my dude. What would be a good proper kit? Been pushing the DT hard to last while to the point where it's just not fun to run. My opinion would be to I'll get to that in a second. My opinion would be probably something like a my default answer would be a team associated, but look at what everyone in your local club runs and go off of that. So if everyone at your club runs like an X-Ray, for example, then run X-Ray. If everyone at your club runs Schumacher or Yokomo or whatever, then run that. This way you have a good amount of support for it and a good amount of not just in terms of part support if something breaks, but also people know how to get them to work for your particular track. Okay, let's see. Ian says, buddy, how his favorite car is a Saab. Oh, his favorite car is a Saab. Yeah, it's a Saab, and trying to get, oh god, trying to get stuff to work for that car or people to work on that car is kind of a pain. I've already been turned down by like 2 different mechanics because they refuse to work on it because they're afraid of breaking something that they can't replace. So yeah, that's the struggle. Endos RC says 22 5.0 roller. See, over time, that thing impresses me less and less, mostly because it's been a car that's been out for more than 6 years. And so if you're going to be buying a 22, I'd honestly just go with the kit. Because if you buy the roller, you're gonna have to take it apart to get some stuff to work. For example, the diff it comes with is not a ball diff, it's a gear diff, so you need to replace that. Shock fluids, I'm not 100% sure. You need to put the electronics in anyway, so kind of I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure about it anymore. David says, more about that drag strip. It's carpet since it's indoor. They call it strip 66. This is 66 feet long. Not a true drag strip for 110 scale, 132 feet, but it's good for right now. Yeah, I'd say 66 feet's pretty long, especially for an indoor track. Jeremiah says, my first car was my backslash. Whatever. I'm actually curious. Whatever happened to that? Jeremiah, if you could type in what exactly happened to that car, just let me know, because I honestly was looking forward to seeing that on the track. General Punch says, when you have an outdoor track that's half carpet and half clay, how do you choose tires? Optimize the parts where you're faster or try to compensate for the slower parts? Right. So what part, I'm going to need a little bit more, because what part of the track is it actually carpet and clay? Because if it's like, for example, like New Red Hobbies, the jumps themselves are carpet, but the rest of the track is dirt, so everyone uses or I'm sorry, not dirt, it's clay, like sealed clay. So they use clay compound tires. So if the jumps themselves are what's this called? If the jumps themselves are like carpet, then and the rest of the track is clay, use clay tires. But I'm not 100% sure what else to go for. Also, Jordan's here. What's up, my dude? It's good to see you, man. Tage says, thank you, my dude. What Saab are you working on? I've been working on for a while. Not a pro, but I've been around the most of my life. I have a Saab 9.3 Aero in red with a 6-speed manual. Yeah, it has the turbo V6, so working on it is kind of a pain, and but it's a really fun car to drive, and I'm really happy I found it. Buddy says, where did the pink paint schemes come from? Okay, so this is kind of a story back when I was a lot younger. Before I started getting back in RC, I used to go to a place called Hard Knocks. It was like an MMA gym, and I asked one guy. My favorite color has always been pink, but I was always too embarrassed to actually do it or rock it, for example. And one of the guys there was wearing pink shorts. And I asked him, why are you wearing pink shorts? And he says, when you can kick everyone's ass, you can wear whatever the hell you want. And so I thought, might as well run that. If it's my favorite and I'm beating everyone, why not just run it? Because, you know, it's my favorite color now. My favorite color is really, well, pink, but, or more pink and purple, but that's my color scheme now. Let's see. It's good to see you, Jordan. Again, it's good to see you here. Mighty Manny says, yo, shout out from San Diego. Just wanted to say I enjoy your videos, boss. Thanks for the content. No problem, man. I do this literally just for gigs and shiggles. But seeing that a lot of people actually really enjoy my videos is really, it keeps me doing it, basically, because I'm an attention whore. Dirty South says, my first hobby grade RC racing was a HPI RS4 MT truck. My first RC was a HPI Sprint 2 Drift, or HPI Sprint 2 Drift, that I converted into a Flux for racing or just street bashing and stuff like that. And then I eventually got into an X-Ray T3 and then a T4, and then the crack closed down, went to off-road. Then I got a B4, and the rest is history. Okay, Koi Boy says, do you ever run a gear diff on clay that is extremely grippy? I have been trying it out instead of a ball diff. I've seen some people do it to really good success. For example, Sean Harding used to run a gear diff at Hobbytown Columbus. I'm not sure if he still does it now, but for really high grip tracks, a gear diff would probably last longer, but be much more sketchy to drive. Let's see. Brent Norris asks, if you had no race kits, would you pick up a 10th scale two-wheel drive buggy or four-wheel drive buggy? Do people just run two-wheel drive because it's cheaper? Which do you enjoy more? I'm kind of the odd one out, because I like two-wheel drive more than four-wheel drive buggy. Most people, it's the other way around. But also, yes, most people do run two-wheel drive only or initially because it is cheaper. For example, the B6.4 that I have is it was $400 for the kit, or yeah, $400 for the kit. The B7 4.2 that I have was, I think, $500 something for the kit. So already just on the kit alone, it's a little bit less for the two-wheel drive. But yeah, most people run two-wheel drive just because it's cheaper and because there are more people running it. So it's neither here nor there. Jeremiah says, I love hot pink too. Yeah, it's the best color. It's also easy to see. So larger tracks, you can actually see your car. Do you think it's possible to get a rear motor drive dialed to beat a mid motor truck? Let's say Rivkin drives rear motor and Dakota drives mid. If Rivkin was driving a rear motor and Dakota would drive a mid, Dakota would win every single time. If I was driving a mid, Spencer would win every single time. You can make a rear motor work, and it's possible to do well with them. But it's much easier to make a mid motor work on today's tracks than a rear motor. And I know exactly why you're asking me that, because you want to get rid of the T4.2 that you have. So, and I already told you, or I think I told you on via DMs, I would get the new kit anyway, because I already know, even with the old one, it's so much better than the T4 for that track. Heck, Aclapine, how you doing? Another difference between US and EU then. Here it's two-wheel drive over four-wheel drive. Yeah, don't really have much to say that, but after doing a lot of like research for that video, I realized that it's more, the more things change, the more they stay the same, because at the end of the day, we both still like racing toy cars, but there's a lot more differences than we like to admit. All right, David Bull says, the locals at my carpet track says there is a night and day difference between the B6.3 and the B6.4. Might get some upgrades from my B7 4.1 to change it more to the B7 4.2, like the 13 millimeter shocks. The reason why on carpet specifically, why they run 13 millimeter shocks is so the shocks have more pack and they can absorb flat landings easier and get onto the power quicker rather than 12 millimeter shocks like on the B6.3 or on your 7.4.1. I've dropped some. But yeah, it was like I said, 13 millimeter shocks are just generally better for high grip tracks in general. Tage says back to going back to Saabs. The old turbo Saabs are a bit difficult to work on parts wise, but I don't think I've driven something so fun in a long while. I feel my old first hobby grade RC was a Tamiya Mad Bull. I'm sorry, with a servo ESC. Hi Kyle, how you doing? It's good to see you, man. I didn't know you'd be here. But yeah, Saabs in general, they've always been really quirky. Like for example, the key is not on the actual like steering column, it's in the center console like that, so you don't get like hit in the knee by your key when you get front-ended by someone. But yeah, going back to Kyle, it's really good to see you, man. And how have you been? How's racing? I saw you switch to TLR and you left that other factory tracks team. I forgot exactly what it was called, but yeah, I saw that you left. How's that been going for you, I guess? Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Jeremiah says it's way easier to see. Yeah, definitely. It's a hell of a lot easier to see. Especially with indoor, or going back to what I was talking about before, it was the color pink. If you've been to Psycho Nitro Blast during Nitro Mains or any indoor race at all where there are Nitro Mains, you will understand. Yeah, Ian Petrie says mid 90s Saabs onwards are all GM. Yes and no. They are. They have GM parts in them. The further along you go, it's more and more GM. Like my Saab 9.3, the new generation 9.3 is basically a Vauxhall Vectra, or really a Chevy Malibu with a different engine, transmission, and suspension components. But other things like the chassis and the actual subframe are all the same. Coy Boy says, do you plan on doing a video on Tamiya? I probably won't in the near future, mostly because, excuse me, mostly because Tamiya isn't really a racing company, and to be honest, my interest for RC goes pretty much just exclusively racing, or racing or some kind of competition, I guess you could say. Going back to what I was saying earlier on crawlers, I might be able to get into that one day, but for me, it's just racing, 8 scale, 10 scale. Yeah, I don't really find Tamiya too interesting, at least not yet. I might do a history video on them in terms of their racing program, but other than that, I doubt it. Let's see. Bronasti XD. I love from Western Pennsylvania. I just got back into clay racing this year, and your videos have been helpful as hell. Thank you. I really appreciate you watching, man. And it's good to see that you're back into racing, especially. If you want to drop what track you're in or what track you usually race at in Western Pennsylvania, go ahead and put it in the chat so everyone can see. Yeah. Ian Petrie says, my racing color is fluorescent orange for the same reason you run pink. Yep. Yep. Especially in the UK where it rains all the time and the weather is really crappy, isn't it? Let's see. Dirty South Racing. Your driving was looking good, Roach, from last time at Hobbytown Columbus. I wish I wish it was better. I really want that's kind of something I always struggle with when it comes to driving is finishing a race. And actually like keeping it on all fours the whole time, because I have speed, but like it's hard to really keep it because when I realize I'm doing well, I want to do better, and then I push myself more, and then I start making mistakes. But yeah, I do have speed, but I just need consistency. Tage says, "Thanks for the last. My dude got dipped for work, and yes, the Red Bull or Mad Bull is an car and nothing else." Funny enough, if you watch old Jang from URC's video on the Mad Bull, you'll actually see the wheels like caving in like that, catching on the front bumper, and like stopping itself like a front handbrake. It's a bad car, but it's really funny to drive. Bronan C said Big Dog RC in Stoneboro. So go ahead and if you want to check out that, if you're in that area, check out in that track in Stoneboro or Big Dog RC in Stoneboro. I wish General Punch says, I wish Tamiya would release a proper 8 scale or 10 scale racing good. I enjoy building them except for the Phillips head screws. Yeah, I hate the Phillips head screws too, but they used to have a racing like brand. It was called TRF, Tamiya Racing Factory. And they did pretty well. They had some drivers like Lee Martin on their team and a couple others, and they were more popular in Europe than they were in the United States. And they have done very well in the on-road space for RC, but for off-road, it's hard to say, yeah, I wish they come back too, but they just don't see it as a valuable option anymore. They make too much money from their regular kits that they already make. And let's see, David. Let's see. David was, hi from Baltimore. I'm geographically, I can't say that. RC Underground in Columbia and Maryland, duh. And the track in Gaithersburg. So RC Underground Arena in Columbia and the track in Gaithersburg. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get, okay. So Brent Norris asks, what's the most frustrating thing about RC racing in general, or actually while you're racing? For me, hell is in other people. So when someone gets really, really upset and they get, it's like road rage. I don't get road rage very easily. I get frustrated, but I usually do a very good job of hiding it. But I won't like slam down my car or throw something or start screaming and cursing, because at the end of the day, it's just like, it's not going to change anything, right? So yeah, it's just like, what's the point? But yeah, hell is in other people, and when they start to get really upset and start throwing stuff around, that's what I really don't like. Is just, I guess, confrontation. Seaberry Racing asks, that's a voice crack, do you do any sim racing or other racing outside of RC? I used to do sim racing a lot. I sold a lot of my sim racing stuff for RC, but I used to play Assetto Corsa Competizione. I tried ice racing for a bit. I didn't really like it very much, and it was really expensive to actually do. But yeah, I play Assetto Corsa. When I'm playing casually, I play a little bit of Forza. If it was on PC, I'd probably be playing Gran Turismo too. But yeah, sim racing and regular racing, like full size cars, my pocketbooks are not that deep yet, so no. Like, let's see. Jordan asks, which truck would you get? The new SE 6.4 or the ST? Which drives more fun? It depends on your definition of fun. If you like rubbing racing RC, like just rubbing is racing, then short course truck is definitely the way to go. If you want something that actually drives well, stadium trucks are definitely a lot better because they're a lot more stable, they have a lot more grip, and they're just easier to drive. So I'm going to be getting a stadium truck, definitely. Kaklapine says, TR still exists for on-road, very small outside of Japan, though. Yeah. So TRF, like I said, it was Tamiya's racing brand. Maybe one day they'll come back to the rest of the world, but for now, it's just in Japan, like he says. Colin says, fixing to head to a race and actually broke a wire off the motor. Just moved up here and don't know where my soldering iron is. Fingers, think someone will help me out. Fingers crossed. I have my soldering iron in my car. I'm ready to drive right the hell now. I'll go down there right the fuck now. Yeah, I really hope good luck out there, man. It sucks that happened, but I'm sure someone will be able to help you out if you just ask. David Bulls says, the most frustrating is when you actually do reverse polarity for the battery and you fry the ESC. I learned that the hard way. I have also learned that the hard way, which is why so many different tracks, or not tracks, ESCs have reverse polarity protection now. Like the new Just Stock ESCs, all the really expensive ESCs from like Macklin or Hobby Wing or Tekin. I'm not sure if Tekin does, but you know what I mean. They all have reverse polarity protection, so you don't do that. But I have definitely fried at least 3 ESCs before. Have you Ian asks, have you ever considered doing a joint video with other YouTubers like Ryan or ExoCage? I have. For a lot of them, the ball's in their court. I haven't been. That's something about a lot of RC YouTubers is that they don't. Well, actually, no. I have done a video with another RC YouTuber. His name was Max Mort. I can't pronounce his last name, even though it's literally 4 letters. But yeah, he did. Or he was basically a coach for me when I was running 8th scale still, or with my old RC8B4E, and he did that video with me. It was just basically like an hour long session of him just critiquing and talking about my driving and seeing where can I improve both on the track and off the track. So yeah, that's but for other people like Ryan or ExoCage, I'll reach out to them, but I'm not 100% sure if they'd want to. I'm not that big of a YouTuber yet. But yeah. Is Ryan back doing videos? He did a few videos. He hasn't done any as of late. I know he did one. He finished up one of his series of the like driving school and a tire kit video, but since then he's gone silent again. He mentioned in his video, one of his videos, that he's semi-retired. So whether or not he wants to return to RC racing as a whole remains to be seen. I know he was into motocross a lot, and he got into a really bad accident, which basically bedrid him for a couple months. But yeah, he's back. He might be back into racing, but I'm not 100% sure. Bronasti says, any thoughts on the mini truggy as a class? I have so much fun with it as someone who grew up with racing stadium truck. I hope the class grows more. I do too. And the reason why that is because I got to drive a stadium or a mini truggy on my, what's it called, back at AGC. And it didn't even have stadium truck carpet tires. And it was the easiest car I've ever driven in my life. It was so easy and so much fun that I really hope that one day they'll start to grow, but I'm not 100% sure where it would grow. It would definitely grow somewhere in the United States or in Australia. I don't see it being a European class anytime soon. Jordan Smith says, I did that at Hobbytown with the capacitor saved me. It was a Hobby Wing G2S. Ooh. Well, at least you can sell her on a new one. Yeah, Buddy says, if Ryan is in Newberry, I'll get with him. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to him if he wants to do a video, but I just need to figure out what the video needs to be on. Maybe another thing of him coaching me on my driving, but other than that, I'm not sure. Yeah, Colin, he's in Minnesota, lol, but thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I've traveled further, but still, that's a long way away. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. Here we go. But yeah, let's talk about a couple of future projects that I have going on so far. So one of the projects that I already told you about is back there, is the get that, is the slash. And what that video is going to be on is going to be what you can do to, because it's not, I've already bashed on it a lot in this stream to an extent, but I want to see exactly what you need to do to that thing to actually make it perform decently well on a racing track. Excuse me. Or at least a racing track that most people are actually going to run on. If I wanted to do a larger track like Loganville RC Complex, I would have got I would have got the 4x4 or asked for the 4x4. But for this one, I'm more used to 10 scale, and the slash 2x4 is a lot more popular. I already say this right now. The electronics are a big hindrance because I need to grab myself a Traxxas charger so I can use 2S LiPos from Traxxas. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot of work to get it to work. Brett Norris asks, what do you think about racing a Traxxas Tool Drive Bandit and Hyphen 6S at a local off-road dirt track? Any tuning tips? So, Bandit. Don't do it. The Typhon 6S, though, is actually pretty good. I've seen people win with it at a sportsman level with it before. It has a lot of the things that you need to actually make it work. So, like, in terms of tuning tips, I'm not 100% sure what kind of track you run on. So if you could give me a better idea of what kind of track, is it an outdoor track or is it an indoor track? Is it a large or small track? Just let me know a little bit more about it so I can give you a better idea. He also asks, is that slash two-wheel drive? Yes, it is. Yes, it is very much two-wheel drive. It is. I don't have the tires on it, but it is very much a two-wheel drive slash. That's an, oh, this is another thing I'm going to be replacing. The springs. They're going to go. You do not need to replace the shocks, just the caps and the springs. You don't need to replace the shocks with $80 Proline shocks. You just don't need to do that. Buddy asks, do you prefer indoor clay or outdoor? Running outdoor for my first time tomorrow. I personally prefer indoor entirely because I'm better at it. There is no other reason why. I'm also prefer indoor mostly because it's a little bit cheaper than off-road or outdoor because you don't need a whole fleet's worth of tires to actually make it work. Like, for example, these tires I have on here right now. I can run these at literally any indoor track in the country right now, all the time for the entire program, and it would be completely fine. I cannot run the same indoor tire or outdoor tire for every single outdoor track in the country. I have to bring a certain amount of sets for different conditions. One for the early in the morning, one for the first qualifier, one for the second qualifier, one for the third qualifier, and then one for the main. And that can get very expensive, especially if you're running truggy, where tires can cost $100 a set. It can get expensive. So that's why I prefer indoor, because it's cheaper and I'm actually good at it. Bronacity says, when I ran my bus with one, I just used electron lipos, or are you limited to Traxxas batteries? You're limited to Traxxas batteries. Hang on, let me get this body off real quick. So, because this isn't my truck, I don't want to mess with it too much, especially the electronics. So you're limited to Traxxas connectors. And if you lop these off and replace them with, say, bullet connectors that I could use in my that I use in my other cars, it will void the Traxxas warranty. And since it's my truck, I'm not going to do that. So I'd rather just replace the ESC with something that I can use my regular lipos with, or buy a Traxxas charger that I can charge the lipos that I have with it. Either way, you're kind of limited to Traxxas batteries unless you change the ESC. Let's see. Cass from Israel. Do you see any Cass RC from Israel? Do you see any Serpent cars on track? I have never seen a Serpent on track. I've seen Serpents in person. Actually, no. I've seen one Serpent on the track. It was a belt drive 4-drive buggy, and it did very well for carpet, but I have never seen one on dirt, and I haven't seen one recently. I know they're more popular across the pond and upside down, and possibly in Israel where you are as well. But yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to really get a good opinion on actual, like, you know, cars you just don't see. Owen, a regular Joe's RC, says, I'd never pulled a shock cap on a Traxxas. Yeah, well, the only reason why I say aluminum caps is because I'm basing my own, I guess I'm basing that on what URC used to do with it back in the day. What's this called? Back in like 2012. So they might have changed it or changed the design so they don't pop off as easy. But back in like 2012 or 2010, that general area, they popped off under hard stress a lot. They didn't break, they just popped off because they flexed. But yeah, General Punch says, yeah, in the EU, they're not that unusual. I'm going to be honest with you, here in the US, you almost never seen them, like, at all, ever. And Ian Petrie says, yeah, I run Serpent. Roach used my video, a couple of his videos. Yeah, I did, and I really appreciate it, because it's really good footage. If you guys want to see some good running footage of, like, POV footage, check out Ian Petrie's channel as well. It's in some of the links. Actually, hang on, let me put it in the let's see. Put it in there. There we go. That's his channel. So if you want to see some POV shot or POV like on the car footage, and like a lot of it on some really cool tracks, go ahead and check out his channel. Buddy says, a few people at New Reds run Serpent. I think I've seen three different people with them. Maybe I'm just in my own bubble because I was wrong. But yeah, in my general like area, I haven't seen anyone run Serpent that often, but it's really cool to see that they're actually, you know, being used here as well. And if I ever come down to New Reds, or when I come down to New Reds, I'll definitely check it out. Cass says, I'm a Serpent team driver in Israel. That's actually, you know, it's kind of weird seeing people from everywhere, basically, because I look at some of my analytics for my videos and it says only half the people who watch my videos are from the US. And that really opened my eyes to, like, oh, this is a hobby that's really popular everywhere, not just here. Ian Petrie also asks, why did you choose Roach as your handle? I've been asked this a couple times, and let me get a little bit personal. So when I was in New York for a while, visiting my sister for a few weeks in the summer, I did I worked at the Bronx Zoo for a little while, and I guess to try and haze me and try and scare me a little bit, they had me working with the Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and they had about 600 to like 2,000. They have no idea how many are in there. They just kind of throw them in there and let them do whatever they wish. But yeah, my job was to feed them, and I kind of find them oddly charming. I don't know why. The second reason is I used to have very bad self-esteem issues, and part of getting rid of that was to see myself, I guess, as something insignificant and not worth mentioning, like a roach. And calling myself Roach and turning that into something more positive helped me turn my own self-esteem problems in on itself. So now I don't have that issue, especially now that I'm actually here streaming in front of 18 people and I have a decent amount or a decent following on YouTube. So that helps a lot. Kaizen says he's from Australia. How you guys doing upside down? Definitely good to see you here. Randy Lahi says, I've heard you mention Rocket League before in your videos. How often do you play and what's your rank? So right now I was actually playing Rocket League while I was waiting for this waiting for the actual stream to, you know, thanks guys. I was waiting to see, while I was waiting for the stream to start, I was playing Rocket League. I'm in Diamond 3 right now for 3v3 solo. And I've been playing since like 2016 when the game first came out for Xbox. And I finally got it for my PC where I can actually run at good frame rates. But yeah, I play pretty often. It's one of the few games I still play frequently these days, along with Destiny 2 and any Halo game. All right. Thanks for the explanation. I joined the Army at age for similar reasons. Yep. First Day says, hey, I recently got involved with RC racing. Even though I run carpet and you mostly run dirt, your videos are becoming better. Driver have been very helpful. So thank you. Thanks for watching, man. I really appreciate it. It's very good to see you getting into it. Oh, hey, Randy, how you doing? Are you going to be at the Roar Warmuts next weekend? I was curious because I need some more setup tips. I really do. General Punch, I'll see you later, man. It's good to see you around, and it's good to finally, see you here. Best music choice of all RC YouTubers. Keep more RC history videos coming. I definitely will, as long as I can figure out different topics to figure out. Jordan Smith, did I watch the Sony event 2 days ago? I did, and I nerded out like a goddamn schoolgirl, especially during the Bungie showcase with their new game Marathon, and I lost my shit. I lost. It was so good to see that game again, because I used to be a huge, like I said, I'm a huge Halo nerd, and I played Halo constantly. So I'm like, oh, what else other games did they play? They made Marathon, and to see that game still coming back, and to see where all my Destiny 2 Crucible matches went, it's good to see them bringing it back and actually making it look good. And Buddy says, do I play Sideswipe in Rocket League? No, I am a nerd who only plays standard consistently. I've played it a couple of times, but I still prefer standard. All right, Ryan says, I think you have been to the Tallahassee track before. They're laying down a new design this weekend, and racing is going to be first Saturday of June. I will not be in Tallahassee, Florida. I will be in Columbus, Georgia during the, I will be in Columbus, Georgia at Hobbytown Columbus, the Yard, from Friday to Sunday doing the Roar National warm-ups. So I would if I had more time to actually go down there, and I wish I could, but I wish you good luck down there. All right. Cass says, nice seeing you live, but it's 2 a.m. Oh god, yes. So yeah, good night, Cass. You sleep well, all right? All right, so another thing that I'm going to be working on for a little while is going to be, like you saw, Stadium Truck. I recently ordered a T6.4, and I'm still waiting for it to become available, because they said it was going to be available in mid-May. It's now the end of May. So if it's anyone from Associated, probably not, but if anyone from Associated watches my videos, where is it? Where'd it go? Where is it? I wouldn't be surprised if I saw some of the pros down at Columbus during the Roar Nationals warm up using it, but for us regular Joes, we haven't gotten it yet. So yeah, we're still waiting. All right, let me know. Buddy says, let me know when you head down to Tallahassee. It's only a couple hours from me. It's probably a couple hours from me as well, but I'm pretty sure I could probably just fly down there. Jordan said, this is going to be fun. I don't know what you're talking about. I only talk about racing here. But yeah. Oh, Endo says, if you get tired of the 7.4.2, what's the next four-wheel buggy? Probably a Schumacher, just to see if I can make a belt drive car work. On what's it called? On clay. I've seen people make it work before, and a setup for AstroTurf or bumpy AstroTurf will work for clay 90% of the time. You just need to make some different changes. But if I ever do get tired of the 7.4.2, it's probably going to be going to a Schumacher eventually. Jordan says a T6.4. Yep, I really want. I'm still waiting, but I guess we just got to be patient. But oh hey, it's Joe the blacksmith. It's good to see you, man. If any of your outdoor 8-scale outdoor tracks run two-wheel drive, I'd love to see you get a long arm RC10 and race it. They're sneaky good on those tracks. If they ran two-wheel drive at Loganville again, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But if they did, I would absolutely try and grab myself some kind of rear motor setup for that track just to see if I can make it work. It'd be a lot of fun. All right. Endo's RC's no 22X4 Elite. No. Because mostly because TLR right now, especially with more so with their two-wheel drive, but also for their four-wheel drive, there are a lot of things people are doing to them. Their team drivers are doing them to try and make them work. Like, for example, to keep up with other brand cars. Like, I know a lot of people are running Avid shock shafts and shock bodies for the 13 millimeter shocks to actually compete with Associated. But I don't want to do that with my car. I'd rather it come out of the box ready to go at some kind of like, you know, not having to buy a bunch of hop-ups to make it work on the same level as other cars from different brands. Brad Norris says, man, Halo throwback, Halo 3 custom games. I played Halo 3 custom games. I played Halo Reach custom games. Played Halo 4 custom. I played every single Halo custom game. I play Halo custom games to this day. I never left. It was still really fun. It's still really fun as well. You can buy, actually, let me check how much the Master Chef collection is. Because Steam sale's coming up, so if you want to buy it on Steam, do it. Ian Petrie says, when I raced in Ohio many moons ago, four-wheel drive cars were still running chain drives. I still find that hard to believe that they actually used chains and thought, this is a good idea. So yeah, if I was going to say, I've always wanted to try an old vintage car, but money. Miles Bevan says, I'm having tons of fun with my Mini B. Is going to be a 10 scale buggy really worth 10 times the price? Yes, it really is. I wouldn't say it's 10 times the price, but it's very much worth the extra investment, especially considering how much easier they are to drive than Mini Bs. Unless you're having a lot of fun with the Mini B anyway, and there's a big enough following for that class where you are, you don't need to change. But the best thing I could say is to ask someone to drive their 10 scale and see how you like it. And if you like it a lot, get it. If you don't get it. It's just fun, simple as that. And let me get some water. I'll be right back. Water. Water. Get some soapy water. First day says, I wish my track had more people running the mini B class. You don't want to marshal for them, trust me, because ball cubs pop off every 5 seconds. It's bad. But yeah, it's a lot of fun still, even though you have to do a lot of hop ups to make them drive really, really on the same level as like a 10 scale. But yeah, next up for my next, yes, Endos, the soapy water. The soapy water. But my next project after the Slash and after the T6.2 is going to be the Kyosho MP10E. There are a lot of people near where I live or near at the tracks that I race at that run Kyosho that actually do really, really well. But if I were to, I got to drive one recently as well, and it was so much easier to drive than my my RCA B4E just straight out of the box. Looking at what comes in the kit, I'm a little bit disappointed it doesn't come with shock fluid, but I imagine they think that, oh, people are going to just run whatever they want to anyway, so why bother? Same situation with the T6.2. People are going to run any body they want, so see here, they're there. Imagine Dakota Fenn wheeling a Mini B. I think he did. I think he did at no, it wasn't a Mini B. It was a really vintage Losi car from a couple. I think it was a double X4 that had some 3D printed parts on it, and he did pretty well. Hey Razor, how you doing? It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, man. How have you been as well? It's I've been looking at some of your videos as well, mostly your racing videos. How did you like that Schumacher, by the way? So just go ahead and put that in. Cash short course racing. I thought you went to bed. Yeah, the SC 6.4 probably not anytime soon. I think I've short coursed myself out at this point. I've run it for so long, and after running a stadium truck and being able to actually, it was just so much better to drive the T6.2 than an SC 6.2. It wasn't even funny. But yeah, Endo says he did run one for a promo video. I think Ryan Mayfield or Cavalieri did too. I think they did. I'm not sure how well it went, but yeah, I think if I were to get a Mini B, it wouldn't be because of that. Yeah, Razor says, doing good. Got a chance to battle my buddy with his 22X4 and B7 4.1. The Cat LR1 is just as competitive, in my opinion. Doesn't land as well. That is a good... I'm not 100% sure why it doesn't land as well. Because I'm pretty sure they both have, or the LR1 has 13mm shocks. Maybe it has something to do with like setup or something like that. Maybe the pistons are different, but I'm not sure. But yeah. Cass says 15 years and going strong. Yeah. Wait, when did the Slash come out? I forgot. Did it come out in 2008? I'm not sure. Might get an NV4 going from a Dumbo X6. Yeah. The NV, people really sleep on that controller. If I hadn't been running Sanwa, I would be running that Noble Flash Guy or NV4 Flash Guy, because it's such, you get so much for your money, and the difference between like that and like my remote, for example, is minuscule. It almost doesn't exist. Razor RC says, I think it has too much fore-aft stiffness to upper to the huge upper chassis brace. That's probably it. I think it's still set up more for AstroTurf than it is for carpet. But yeah, I think that's just how it is for Schumachers in general. I'm not sure how you would change that for that car, because I know they're a little bit more complicated than most other cars, especially with that belt drive system. But it's definitely it's a very unique car, especially in this day and age. Buddy says, when do you decide to retire a set of slick tires and foams? Right. So I think I have some tires around here. Yeah, they're over there. Let me slide over real quick. Get some of these. Right. Here we go. So here we go. These tires right here. Let it focus real quick. These are Proline Shadows in the S4 compound, and if you look really closely, you see how there's a little bit of a gap between the foam and the tires. That's when you need to replace them, basically. So, for example, these tires. Hang on, let me see if I can find. Like these tires, there is no gap. It's all just foam pressing up against the rubber. But yeah, it's definitely worth. They will last a long time and they'll still work, but they won't be optimal. Joe says, I love my MB4. I have no desire to upgrade. Yeah, the only reason why I got this Sam was because, well, it was available and I needed something. Let's see here. Slash was out. Jeremiah says the Slash was out when 2009. I was 29. I was 9. I was 9 years old when that came out. Let's see. Invictus Nvidia says, hey, Roach, I wish RC manufacturers would not discontinue making racing parts for older platforms. I am hesitant to buy newer competition platforms. You see, this is why I'm not a huge fan of X-Ray to an extent. Mostly because, they expect you to buy the same kit over and over and over again every single year. And it's going to be like slightly different. You can buy parts for them to excuse me, I'm talking a lot. This is the most I've talked in a while. You can change them to run the same things that the newer kits do, but in the end, they still want you to buy the new kits. So that's why they stopped making parts for older cars. There are some workarounds, though. For example, the new Dirt Master that came out from Kyosho, that is basically a Kyosho RB5. So if you have, say, for example, that front motor kit from Kyosho from a couple years ago, that was an RB5 with an ZX5 rear end. And the Dirt Master is a ZX5 rear end with an RB5 front end. So if you buy Dirt Master, you can still buy parts for that. Miles Beaven says, why are there no videos about the Samwa MTR or MT5? Does no one use them? Razor says, the MTR is not backwards compatible with FH4 or early receivers, only FH5. Yeah, that's pretty much why. Good night, Cass. I'll see you later. It's good. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. You definitely need some sleep. All right, David Veal says, I'm currently using a Radiolink RC4 GSV3. Good for the price, function-wise, fuel-wise, and the quality of the plastics. Fuel-wise, and the quality of plastics, no, not really. When looking at the Futaba 4PM and the Radiolink RC8X or NB4, I would go with the Futaba or the FlySky or the Noble MB4, solely based on the fact that more people use them. It's entirely because of that. But yeah, it was definitely solely based on how many people use Futaba. I'd go with that. But the Noble MB4 is also very highly supported as well. Buddy says, do I use acetone to reuse wheels? No, because I don't live alone. I still live at home, and the smell of acetone would be just get around the house too much. So I got to spend more to keep stuff clean, I guess. But once I get my own place, I'll definitely start doing that. Endo's asked, how much did your chassis slam the staircase at MOD? I took that very easily. So my chassis didn't slap that much, but other people, my chassis slapped at the big bowl. So that's, and I don't think I think this is the car that I used. You can sort of see, like right there, where that spot is right there. That's where most of the chassis slapping happened, and partially here as well. But on two-wheel drive, it wasn't that bad. On my Techno, it was terrible. It slammed every single jump, and that's probably my fault because of setup. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, the next project that I have going is going to be the Kyosho. Like I said, it's because I got to drive one and it was super easy to drive, and I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm going to be running Kyosho pretty soon, probably sometime in July or August, because yeah, it's expensive. It's like $1,500 for a new kit. But yeah. Razors asks, what is your current race lineup? So do you mean like what cars I run, or what races I'm going to attend? Endo says, when I was standing right next to it, when people case it, my ass clenched because of how bad they sounded. Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad. But yeah, Razor. Okay, Razor. What cars are you running? I'm running only 2 cars right now. I'm running the B7 4.2. This is a fresh kit. I'm running. Let me get the body off of it. This is just a placeholder body. I'm going to be getting another one soon. But these are the electronics. I'm running Gen's Ace batteries, low energy batteries, 4,000 milliamp hours, Phantom motor, McLaren ESC, Savox 1258 TG servo, and a Protec fan because I had it in my toolbox. For my two-wheel drive, I decided to experiment a little bit. Let's see. Get this body off as well. But yeah, this I run the same battery, but the motor is a Hobbywing XR10, 6.5 turn. Both of my cars are 6.5 turns. I decided to get the Trinity Max 10 ESC to try it out, which is funny because I got the ZX2 Beast ESC, which is literally the exact same thing if you look at the actual design of them. Yeah. They are literally exactly the same. This one just has a sticker on it. So I think the software might be a little bit different, but yeah, in terms of casing, they're exactly the same. But yeah, Savox 1258 TG in that. I'm going to be getting I also have the Slash back there as well. I'm going to be getting a T6.4 soon, and I'm going to be grabbing a Kyosho MP10 TK i4. So yeah. Invictus NVIDIA, do you miss the old cab back design to cab 4? Do you think cab back design will make a comeback? I think it kind of already is with the new Kyosho MP10 TKI3, not the e-buggy, the what's it called? The nitro buggy. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it real quick. MP10 TKI3. Let's see. It has sort of like a cab mid design. Let me pull this up real quick. Let's see. Present, share screen. Window. Not Steam. Yeah, this sort of design is what it looks like. It's sort of cab forward, sort of in the middle, but I think it looks a lot better than most other kits do these days, especially considering, how some of them look these days, especially their compared to their Truggy. It looked really bad. But yeah, let's see. Miles even says, not a question, but I love your RC history series. Binge watch all of them in a couple weeks. I'm sorry about the older ones. I still think they were somewhat better like now, because that's something that kind of happens a lot with a lot of YouTubers is they'll look at their older videos and think I could have done something differently, and they'll do it in their next one, but they always look back with somewhat not really disgust, but thinking I should have done something different. That's how I feel about some of my earlier videos, especially my earlier history videos. But I appreciate you watching that. Endos asks, if you run a 10-minute main in 13.5, how much bigger of a battery do you usually have to run? I'd say no less than 5,000 milliamp hours. That's what I used to run back in my two-wheel drive when I ran stock. That's what I ran in my short course truck. The only time I ever made it to a 10-minute main, I ran I think it was a 5,400 milliamp hour, and I got a little bit fade towards the end. So yeah, that's about how big your battery needs to be in order to actually make it. But for mod, you don't really need it at all. You can just run like a 4,000 milliamp hour like I have in my cars, and you'll be completely fine. Buddy asks, do I paint my own bodies? Yes and no. Okay, here's the thing. Like I said before, I'm going to be getting new bodies to replace those ones. I'm definitely going to be running... Oh, I'm sorry, I got distracted for a second. I'm going to be getting new bodies for my four-wheel drive and my two-wheel drive because my actual design that I like a lot for my cars, I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. In 1 second, I'll be right back. I'll see you later, Jordan. Yeah, I'll see you later, Jordan. You sleep well. But yeah, this is the sort of design I like with my cars. This design. This is done by my sister specifically. She did the flowers, I did the color scheme. So what she does is she takes basically either a paint marker or a Sharpie and draws on the inside of it, and I paint over it basically. This is the second one that she did for my old short course truck. I did it on my short course trucks because it was the largest one that she had. It is indeed an Axis what's it called? Axis body. This one is the J Concepts one. You can actually see this one in some of the pictures from Masters of Dirt. This is the first one she did, and I think this one's probably my favorite. This one was done with a paint marker, so if you do end up going this route, don't use a paint marker because some of it will chip out, unfortunately, under hard landings and stuff like that. But also, this one is indeed, and you can see that, signed by Spencer Rifkin as well. But yeah, those are the... If I'm going to be getting new bodies for my cars, that's the design I'm going to be going with them. But yep, that is indeed an Axis. Scale Reflex has a 3500 shorty that's like 135 grams. I wouldn't trust that to make 10 minutes even in mod, I'm not going to lie. But yeah. But yeah, that's about... I think that's about it. I'm definitely going to be... if you got... Sister Guard's great work. I might have to try that. Oh, hey, EKJ. How you doing? Yeah, it's definitely it's good to see you, man. I definitely... Do you want to come on the stream? If you like to say anything or anything like that to the people watching, I can put the stream thing in the bottom corner. Let me see where exactly it is. I don't know how to add you. I'm doing pretty good. I just decided to stream for today, ask or answer some questions that people had, and just generally just talk to some friends, basically. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see how I can actually. There we go. I'm going to put this. Now I know we're all adults here, if you'd like to come on the stream. What streaming software are you using? I'm using StreamYard. So I'm going to put this there. If you'd like to join the stream, go ahead and put it in. I'll have 1 or 2 people in at a time. So yeah, if you would like to join, go ahead. I need one of your old bunnies when I take it, signed, of course. I need one of your old buddies when you take it off, signed, of course. Yeah. I was thinking about doing a giveaway with one of my short course bodies, 1 each, because I'm not going to be running short course anymore for a little while. So if you guys like that idea, just go ahead and let me know either in this chat or in the comment section below if you watch this after. But yeah, I'm definitely losing my voice. But if you'd like to join, go ahead and put that in real quick. Oh, EKJ's at work. Okay. Here we go. But yeah, let's see. What else was I going to go? Oh. Yeah, looks like Jeremiah joined and EKJ joined. Let's have both of you on.
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Hello.
Hey.
Jared, what's up, man?
What's up?
I'm at work, y'all, so
Right
excuse the attire, but I'm still doing my duty out here, so But I had
Gotta
to say
make
what's
that
up.
bread.
You already know. I had to say what's up to my RC family, though. So what's going on? Roach, what you been talking about today? What's been up?
Literally just constantly answering questions the whole time and talking about what things I have planned for the future in terms of videos and just general ideas that I have.
I got you. Yeah, I'm the same way.
I'm doing the same thing you're doing. Tires.
Tires.
Already done. I have J Concepts tires with a Proline body for my stadium truck.
I have Proline tires with J Concepts wheels.
I've been there, done that. I can relate. I've been there, done that myself. So, well, at least we all represent J Concepts in some kind of way,
Yeah, right.
To an extent.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I just want to jump on and just say what's up, y'all. I ain't gonna be on here long. Let me go knock this right on out. I'm almost done. I just want to say what's up, y'all. That's all.
That's cool.
it. Yeah, man.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna hit y'all up. Kate, I may hit y'all up. Jerry, hit y'all up when I get off work or something. We can do it again on my side or whatever, So,
all right, that's cool. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all.
All right. Have a good one, brother.
Okay.
Later.
You take care, man.
Yeah. All right, bro. You too.
And how about
That's
you,
awesome.
Jeremiah? How have
I'm
you
doing
been?
well. Well, I just recently moved. So moved in with some friends, and I changed jobs. You actually met them at North Georgia Shootout.
I forgot their names, but I remember exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
It's all good. But yeah,
one of them had an. They were both bashers. One of them was had an Arma TLR Toon Typhon, I'm pretty sure, or just
yes. Yeah, well, she has a Typhon that she bashes, and then dude, he's got the
Italian.
Oh gosh, yes, Italian. Thank you. I actually just painted a body for him. Hang on.
Oh, sweet. Show that to the ladies and gentlemen, or just gentlemen watching at home. Oh, sweet. Let me see the side real quick.
He's into PC gaming.
Oh, okay.
He's into Escape from Tarkov.
So, okay. Oh, that is from Tarkov, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you see the Sony cheeky breaky of dumb key? Did you see the Sony show or Sony broadcast?
I did not know.
There's gonna be another game from Bungie that's kind of like Tarkov. It's called Marathon.
Okay.
It's one of their old IPs, so we're gonna be playing that for a little while. And let's see what Endo's asked. Speaking of tires, do you like starting out with a straight slick or do you like sanding down a bar tire? I like sanding down bar tires specifically because you get more tire. What's this called? Tire compound choices. Like for example, J Concepts, they do not make slick tires in the green, aqua, or even actually no, they only make them in the gold and silver compound. For aqua and green, you need to sand down ellipses to get slick. For Pro line, I'd probably rather stick with what's this called? I'd rather stick with the slicks just to start with because it's easier, and they have more actual like compound choices. But yeah, I definitely for J Concept tires, definitely sand down a bar tire.
I had a
Endo says
sorry,
they
go
have
ahead.
green smoothies. I'm sorry, I did not know that.
green smoothies. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So at North Georgia Shootout, I snagged a set of those sweep tires.
You run
in
sweep tires now?
well, just to try them out. The gold super soft for the truggy. Yeah, there's like they're really thin pin style.
Okay.
They're supposed to be designed in Australia. I don't know.
Well, sweep I know is usually more popular with on-road because I remember they were much more popular back in the day on my back at Hotshot RC. You had one brand of tires and then they had Gold is Ultra Soft from all for Beesman. Yep. Unknown shitter.
That is my buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
that's the guy I painted the body for. What's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
He's probably at his computer laughing his ass off at us right now.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna get demonetized thanks to your name. Thanks, appreciate it.
You know, Mark Santa Maria actually said his name during a giveaway. This dude, yeah,
was that when he said Ligma balls and he just didn't even flinch?
Yes.
That was him.
So, like the last live stream that Mark did, he did a giveaway for a servo. My buddy freaking gets in on the freaking giveaways. First time ever watching a Mark live stream. Dude gets it. Like my name popped up and then his name popped up and that's where the little spinny thing stopped. I was like, dude,
yeah,
come on. It's like, wow. It's
yeah.
like I've been watching this dude for 3 years and have been in almost every live stream. This dude comes in one time. It's like, ooh, here's a free servo.
That's how it works. That's how it works. But he also said he said Ligma bowls without flinching. That still makes me laugh to this day. Mark, if you ever watch the stream, which I doubt you are, but if you ever do come across this part of the stream, sound out Ligma bowls really slowly.
I love that guy, man. He's so awesome.
Yep. Endo says, oof, only greens are short cores. Yeah, that seems a bit off. Seems a bit weird. And Buddy says, do you think there is a wear issue running a green compound on sealed clay? Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people, like, okay, at Hobbytown Columbus, I've said this before and I'll say it again, the tires to use, or the tire right now for that, how that dirt is right now, is S3 or S4 Pro line. That is it. That is what works for everything, especially when the grip comes up. There are other options. There are J Concepts Aquas, which is what these are. You have Proline S4s when the track is a little bit more slippery, like early on in the day, and Gumball from Raw Speed. I'm not sure about AKA. I don't know what compounds they really use, but J Concepts, like the standard, you either have like silver and gold where you're not going to get any traction at all, or you're going to be running green where you're going to get traction, but their tires are going to wear out real quick. The Aquas are the best for the middle ground, but even then, I'm not 100% sure with the traction compound that a lot of sponsored guys use with J Concepts. whether or not they'll last the whole race. Because I know that's something that Tom Sherman had an issue with, and something that Justin Sherman had an issue with as well, which is pretty much the only reason why I was able to beat them. That's it.
Now, are you sanding those bar tires down too, or are you just letting?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
The amount of time that I have to run these to get these down to slicks and normal would be a stupid amount of time.
Really?
Yes.
Now, I've seen the drill and nail file way. Is that copacetic?
That copacetic.
I mean, like, is that normal?
Yes, that's very normal.
Okay.
That's a new word in my vocabulary now.
Copacetic.
Copacetic.
Right on.
Then, but yeah, they usually use a sanding paddle or sandpaper with a, and then finish it off with a, what's this called? A Scotch-Brite pad.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah. Endo says, I'm kind of thinking of checking out the track in Maryland. Look pits of that track because the surface is pretty interesting. The track in Maryland. Let me look that up. The track. Let's look that up real quick.
My cat is bugging me over here.
Maryland. Races of the track in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Falls are awesome up there, by the way.
They are, yeah. I've always wanted to visit up there, but I usually, when I see it, it's by plane because I'm on my way up to New York.
Where, just out of curiosity, where in New York do you go?
Usually it's literally anywhere there's family. So, for example, for a while I was in the Bronx with my sister, she was in Astoria, which is in Queens. I sometimes go. You can pretty much go to anywhere without a car there. So I went to Manhattan. I went to Brooklyn a little bit. I also spent a lot of time on Long Island, in Islip, which is where I was born.
Yep. My mom was born in Brooklyn and was raised in Uniondale, and have family in Patchogue and Smithtown and Uniondale. So
okay. But yeah, that's where I was born, but I was more or less raised here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was born in Florida. I was born in Jacksonville. I was raised just south of Daytona, a little town called Deltona.
Deltona?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Every time I say Deltona, someone's like, "Don't you mean Daytona?" I'm like, "No, it's D-E-L, not D-A-Y."
Endo says Florida. Yep. Florida. Roar Electric Off-Road Nats. Let's see.
Yeah, Central Florida right now is the hotbed for those smaller, like hard-packed, almost slick tracks right now.
Yeah. This track looks pretty interesting. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's go back to here. Let me turn off like a bunch of tabs so I can actually like do things. There we go.
Trying to catch it on my TV too.
Let's see. Share screen. Window, Chrome, share. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
And that's the track.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it looks a little bit more dusty and bumpy, but people are still running slicks. Let's see. Can't listen to the music because I get copyright claimed.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yep. I'd rather not that happen. That's why the music that's in the background going is
YouTube
friendly. YouTube friendly, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like 2 words away from a Fresh Prince reference there. I don't know where it was because I'm too young for that.
Dang, making me feel old. Thanks, bro.
Yes. Yes. I watched it a little bit when I was a kid, but like I wasn't old enough to remember anything from it.
I still remember when that show started. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I grew up with SpongeBob and pretty much everything else on Cartoon Network that was on at the time. Billy and Mandy, Samurai Jack. What else? What else? Samurai Jack was the main one. So much rubber on the surface. Is it? It looks pretty dusty.
So I'm old enough to remember when Cartoon Network had a race car.
What?
Yeah. Cartoon Network sponsored a NASCAR race car.
Oh my gosh.
This was circa 1992, 91, 92-ish.
Mhm. So
I think
that was
before you were born. You're born what, 93?
2000. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I was already graduated high school and out in the world.
I was 20. I'm 23 now, and I was born in 2000.
Gosh.
But yeah,
Dang, dude.
copy
It's
that.
all good
image.
though.
Young Fry. Yep. Basher
Young
NC
Fry.
Brett. Young Fry. Yeah.
There you go.
What else was I gonna say? But yeah, I think this. Do you have anything else to say to the crowd?
Yeah, I think you're doing a fantastic job. It was great when I first started my channel to come across someone, that was new to it too, and to see your progression. I'm a bit behind you, and that's cool. But your editing skills are fantastic. And your topic choice is spot on. I love it.
Well, if you ever need help with editing or anything like that, just ask me.
Right on, yeah. I need to get together a like a laptop with a program.
Oh, wait, Buddy's here. Sorry to cut you off.
Is it good?
Oh, hey, Jane, how you doing? She's the one who gave me the slash.
Hey, there's Jane.
It's right
Hey,
here.
dude.
It
Yeah.
still has the nickel metal hydride battery in it. Also, I'm gonna put Buddy in here real quick. Hang on 1 second.
Hey, she has matchy 16 scale Evos.
Yep.
Yep.
Now let me add Buddy to the stream. How you doing, man?
So pretty good.
You gluing up some tears?
Yeah. I had
Oh man, we're all doing the tire thing today.
Oh, I was already done. We just
Had
got
to
an
come out-
unknown shitter says we gotta get him an actual camera. Yeah.
Yeah,
Using
yeah,
a
that's true.
Basically the story between how I got my actual camera was okay. So I bought the GoPro myself,
Uh-huh.
but my dad gave me. Hang on, let me grab it real quick. I dropped the light. That's
Oops.
what happens. That's fine. He gave me this. This is a Sony Nex 6 with like a optical steady shots lens, and he said, "Look, you like racing. You like racing. You like doing this stuff. Why don't you film it and make a YouTube video about it?" And I'm like, "Okay." So
Makes sense.
So I learned. I initially started using NHC or VideoPad editor, which is like really bad. It was really bad. It was really glitchy. Then I switched to DaVinci Resolve, which is so much better, but it's really RAM intensive. But yeah.
Okay.
But sorry to cut you off, buddy. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
That's good. I saw your race. I already talked to you about it, but like you were winning and you cased one jump wrong, and that's all it took. And I was sitting there in chat going,
Yeah.
Where was this at?
At New Reds,
"New
Yeah.
Reds Hobbies."
Oh, okay.
In, Ocala, Florida. I'm pretty sure.
Ocala. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ocala?
Yeah, Ocala.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I had to come
Yeah.
out. Had to come out to the barn because the internet in the shop wasn't too good. So
Yeah.
Oh wow.
welcome to Ocala.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I live close.
Is that
to
hippie forest still a thing down there?
What's that?
The Ocala National Forest, is that still like the hippie party place?
I don't know about that.
Really? That's really aging me, by the way. That was a thing back in the mid '90s. Yeah.
That was 30 years
Where all
ago.
hippies
Holy
went.
shit. I'm looking at like all the games that I play now, like Halo 1, 2, like all the Halo games. Like Halo 3 came out like well over 20 years ago now. I'm sorry, and Halo 2 came out almost 20 years ago now, and I'm just sitting here like,
That's ancient.
oh.
Over here in preschool playing Halo.
I was. There were so many games that I just should not have played as a kid. The only game I was not allowed to play was GTA. That was it.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I think that
Yes. I could play Gears of War. I could play Halo. I could play Call of Duty, but I couldn't play GTA.
Yeah, because I remember when GTA 3 first came out. I believe that was 0102, and the adults of the time, which I didn't count myself as, they were losing their minds.
It's bad. It was pretty
They
bad.
were they were exploding. Oh my god.
It was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And that's like kid stuff now.
Yep. It's weird, but yeah, I think the one game I really shouldn't have played was probably Gears of War. It was
Tom and
really-
Jerry, Scooby Doo, Dexter's Lab, and the
and
Flintstones. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Robert Presley, number 29. That's the Cartoon Network car I was talking about. Good job
okay.
there, big buck. What is it? Orama? Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Jane asks, Cade, did you play the Fallout series? I've played Fallout New Vegas and I've played Fallout New 3, and that is it. That is all I played. Also, the Fallout New Vegas is free on Epic Game Store right now until the 1st, so if you want to play that, go ahead. I think it's on Steam too, but if you want to be not a square, you get it on Steam.
Not a square.
Well, it's
Isn't
not
that
square.
like a post-apocalyptic game, like
Yes.
free world game?
You ever hear Big Iron on his hip?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll DM it to you after we're done with the stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
My knowledge of gaming stops at Doom 3.
Doom 3?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, that's another game I was allowed to play, but not GTA 5. GTA. That
I
game
literally-
scared the crap out of me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And all of the like older Resident Evil games as an adult, like I started playing those scared the crap out of me. Like 03, 04, 05 Resident Evil. Holy crap.
Resident Evil 4, the regenerators,
Yeah, the regenerators. Yep.
the breathing,
Yep. PlayStation 2.
that scarred me. But the one thing that scarred me the most in gaming back then was the berserkers from Gears of War 1.
Oh wow.
Those things, okay, so what they were giant towering monsters like made of plate armor that you couldn't kill, and you had to it was blind, so you had to sort of lead it around like a really tightly enclosed space by shooting it just to piss it off and have it run at you at full speed, and you had to dump it at the last second so it burst down a wall so you can get it outside and kill it with a giant laser from space.
Oh jeez.
That was terrifying. And then eventually, at the end of the game, you can't use the giant laser from space. So you have to take care of it by MSM. You have to take care of it by throwing it off of a train, and it still doesn't kill it. It just pisses it off more.
Overly complicated.
Did y'all ever play the Dead Space stuff?
Yes, I did. Again, another game I was allowed to play, but not GTA.
Did you ever see
scared me.
Dead Space the movie?
No,
Dead Space the movie?
Yeah, Dead Space the movie. I'm pretty sure that's on YouTube.
I'll look it up. But is it animated or live action?
It's a very B movie live action. Like I cannot believe that they're putting this on film. Holy crap! This is gory as crap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I chipped a nail. There we go.
So I think I stole your design there, Cade.
No, mine's faded. Yours is solid.
Mine is caution, like highlighter pink.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot to tell you the guy that paints all the JCon bodies and paints the bodies for Spencer and stuff. He lives right here in Ocala.
He does?
Does he?
Yep.
Have you asked him to do any bodies for you?
Yeah, he painted the yellow and black one that I had at.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Heck yeah.
He's a really cool guy. I went to his house to pick up the body. When I dropped it off, went back a couple days later, picked it up. Super nice guy. Hung out, talked with him for a couple hours, and he was showing all the trophy bodies and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's nice.
I so want to try my hand at airbrushing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is like art. That's like modern art.
Yeah.
I want to get what I want to do is I want to get my sister to paint one of these bodies, just the outline, and have someone else do like just paint around it however they want to,
Yeah.
and see
Right.
what they come up with.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool. I dig it.
Endo's RC asks, "Are you into full-size drag racing much?" Yes and no. I'm into drag racing more so. You ever see import versus domestic?
Yep.
Yes.
Which team are you on?
Well, I'm domestic. But
Yeah, same.
We can't be
Only-
friends anymore.
I only grew up around Chevrolet.
So funny story. When I was, getting my driver's license circa 96, 97, the import scene was exploding. And I'm pretty sure, Cade, you know the name Papadakis?
Yep.
I saw him race at what eventually would be called Orlando Speed World in 1997.
See, this
And
is
that-
what I wish we had phones so we could take video of it.
That bright yellow Civic that got him so famous in the 90s, that exact same car was not yellow at first. It was just white.
It was just white.
Yeah, it had nothing on it. It was just white. And I saw that car, and everyone left that place going,
That was a Civic. Yes.
yes. No one could imagine that was going to explode the way that it did, like as far as popularity and as far as speed and the sound. And yeah, I was there for that. That was crazy.
That's awesome, dude. I there are a lot of stuff that I wish I could have seen. Well, the one bad thing about being 23 now is the fact that all the cars that I wanted to buy growing up, Mazda RX-7, Toyota Supra, Honda NSX, 3000 GT VR4, 300 ZX, 350Z, any Japanese car at all, Civic Si, they're all way too expensive for me to buy. now.
Untouchable. They're
all-
untouchable.
Like my dream car, I was looking at it when I was growing up, like when I was 12 years old. I saw that same car when I was 12 years old to like 17. I saw that same car years later. It was on sale initially for like 15K. I'm like, I could do that when I get out of high school. And I saw the same car for 70 grand. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna get like a less, not like a worse car, but like a less known, less popular, like less popular JDM car, like an Acura RSX Type S. Saw one when I was just getting out of high school and getting like working full time. It was an Acura RSX Type S in blue with gold wheels for $6 grand, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy that. And then finally, when I got $6 grand, I saw it again on Car Growers for 13 grand.
Doubled.
And I got 13 grand, and I saw it again for 15 grand.
Oh, Jesus.
They just double each year.
They just double
Yeah.
each year, and it happens every single time. I feel bad for anyone who's getting out of high school now.
Oh, dude.
It's bad.
Like you can't go get a cheap, shit box anymore and just
don't
like build
exist.
it anymore.
They
Unless
just
it's
don't
been crushed or it it's caught on fire. You just can't do that anymore.
It's insane. The best car is the 3-cylinder Mitsubishi Mirage.
No, the 3-cylinder Geo
Toyota.
Metro.
Geo Metro. Oh, isn't that? No, that's the Toyota Echo as well.
Yeah.
Big Buckarama, 90 sports cars are all going to be overpriced forever because all of them were homologation sports cars. Yeah, most of them were.
This is true.
Yeah,
is true.
like the Civic Si, the 3000 GT VR4. That's actually kind of why I got into Euro cars a lot, is because Euro cars kind of dodged the whole, kind of dodged the whole, what's this called? The
Inflation.
inflation. Yeah, I bought my Saab for $3 grand.
You paid $3 grand for that?
Yes,
Jeez.
I put another $2 grand into it, but it's still like a $5 grand car with a turbo V6 and a 6-speed manual.
You can't beat
If it had a Honda badge on it, it would no.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Heck, I paid $2,000 for my 05 300.
300 ZX?
No, Chrysler 300.
Chrysler? Oh.
Yeah.
What motor you got? What motor?
Joseph
It-
Fisher says you can still get a shit box. They're just called Mustangs now.
It's the baby 2.7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
The first car I actually learned how to drive in, though, was my dad's John Cooper Works Mini Cooper S from 2006. And
Oh, wow.
And I still can't. I still wish I still want to buy it from him still. I always told myself, like, if I get myself when I get myself a big boy job and I can afford a big boy car, I'm going to buy him. I'm a big boy job. I'm going to buy him a Corvette and buy his Mini off him because I want it really bad.
Oh, wow.
Because it's
okay with that.
He would be, yes, because he loves Corvettes. That's the thing. I'm surrounded by goddamn domestic guys, and I'm the only import guy.
Speaking of imports, hang on one second. I got something for you, kid.
Okay. David says, my dream car, I guess truck, is a 2023 GMC Sorento 1AT4. It's a bright blue color, but there's no way I'm getting that when I get out of high school.
My dad has a white one.
Oh, no.
22, though.
Chickaback's Pontiac Grand Am. You can still find some. That's the thing. You can still find some domestic stuff.
Little K truck?
Yeah, from a Mini Z.
That's-
That's what he was talking about. Yeah, show my Mini Z. Yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah, he took a McLaren Mini Z chassis
Mhm.
and then snagged the body off of this super slow Mini Z that was only like $50, and then painted the wheels gold, and then cut the body to fit. And
now it
this
looks
thing
like
this thing is a riot.
Is that a little drifter? Or?
Yeah, I mean, like he put like a racing motor in it, but like it'll do like full on drifts, man. It's awesome. Yeah, you put put the soft tires in the front, and then you got the McLaren tires in the rear. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Endo's RC says my favorite car of all time is a 1970 GTO Judge.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so I will say this: when it comes to American cars, the only American car that I really, really want is a Buick Regal Turbo or a Buick Grand National.
Yep.
And I saw one. I've seen one in my life, and he offered me to drive it, and I said no.
Really? Wow.
Because I was 19, I didn't want to take that risk.
Oh, wow. My favorite car of all time is a 1970 Superbird / Daytona. And I've seen
the one with the giant wing.
Yeah,
The one that Ford tried to spy on Plymouth with a spy plane.
Yes, that's that exact same one.
Yep.
I've seen 2 in person my entire life. And
I've never seen them.
One of them showed up at a shop I used to work at many years ago, and dude wanted his tires checked, and it was petty blue with a white top, and he full on said that it was a clone, but I didn't care. It was beautiful.
I mean, who cares? It looks great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was totally period. It had all the look. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Matt Thunder, how you doing, man? It's good to see you.
69 Pontiac GTO. Those are beautiful cars too.
I like the Pontiac GTOs that aren't actually Pontiac GTOs.
You mean the Holden
Yes.
Monaros?
Holden Monaros.
I dig those too, actually. I think they should have kept him right-hand drive.
That would have been funny.
That would have been great.
That would have been really nice. My dream, unknown shit. God damn it. My dream car is a 1972 Beetle with a small truck bed conversion. How would you even do that?
Oh, I've seen that actually. I've seen some rat rods do that.
I don't know how you do it, but like, I guess you could if you wanted to.
My buddy has some very eclectic taste in cars, by the way.
Like, I mean, my favorite car, or my dream car, used to be in Mazda RX-7 or in Honda NSX, but now it's an Audi RS2 Avant or an Audi RS4 Avant, because
So
those
that's an 0203.
like the RS2 was like 93, and the
Oh, wow, even further.
RS4 is 2004.
What engine are those?
The RS2 Avant was designed by Porsche, and they did an inline 5 big turbo conversion from the regular RS6 Avant at the time, and it was pushing 400 horsepower from factory.
Gee.
Oh, wow.
The RS4 Avant was a twin turbo V6 that someone called, or every single region has their own car that they label Godzilla. That was one for Europe because it was stupid. It was stupid. Someone did 1,000 horsepowers in that, and it caught fire.
Oh, jeez.
And then they did another one, and then another one.
Safe to say, go back to the drawing board on that one.
Yes. But yeah, those things are insane. That's another reason why I like Euro cars, especially German cars from like the early 2000s. Yep. Avant is love. Avant is life. Wagons.
Yeah.
Wagons. What's this called? So from like the early 2000s to like late 2010s, German car manufacturers are just doing stupid stuff to try and one up each other. So you had like BMW with their M5. Okay, last M5 came with a V8 engine with like 390 horsepower. How can we do it? Oh, let's put on 2 more cylinders.
Yeah,
and make
right.
it 500 horsepower. And then Audi was like, all right, what if
We'll add twin turbos to
we'll
it.
add twin turbos to that and make 600 horsepower? And then Mercedes was like, okay, let's go back to V8s. We'll put a supercharger on it and put 700 horsepower in it. Why? Because we fucking can.
Yeah.
Screw anyone who tries to work on it. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Forget fixing anything. Forget
working on it.
maintenance. Forget maintenance.
Yep. Basher and Mad Thunder says, I love the 2005 GTO and G8. I think those are all Holden platforms. Yes, they're all Holden platforms.
Yes,
So
they
they're
are.
all Holden cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Basher Brad says, I own my dream car.
Nice.
VC2
Integra.
Integra with a big turbo. Own it since Roach was born.
Oh. Heck yeah. And our buddy Jane can definitely detest about working on Euro cars. She's a mechanic too.
Yeah, my car is no exception. It's already kind of a pain.
I mean, hell, my 300 is based on a Mercedes. It's just as terrible.
Yeah.
As far as maintenance goes. I love it though.
Endo's RC says, my grandpa has a 53 Vet that was one of the original ones from the founding of NCRS. When he passed, it went from my dad to my uncle. It took him 10 years and a motor and trans, but it's running again.
Oh wow,
man.
That's awesome.
Have you seen the Nissan Stagia with the Nissan Stagia with an R34 front end? No, I have not.
Oh wow.
Let's look that up real quick.
I think it's just a photo, but I
want to say
I know what this is. Yeah, I've seen this before. It's an R34 Skyline wagon.
Oh yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick. No, I don't want to go to Reddit. That's a cesspool of scum and villainy.
Jane says that she's still planning on getting a Fury. She loves that Fury from Christine. She's a big Christine fan.
Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen so people at home can see. Window. Share.
Oh yeah, she also did a mini Revo Pristine build. Got a really cool picture of it. Yeah, that is so cool.
That is the R34 wagon, and
Wagon.
I can only imagine how much those are going to be when they become importable. Oh dear.
2 weeks
I already-
from never.
Two weeks
got-
from-
Just rarity.
Let's see. Big Buckarama says there's someone at Hobby Action that shows up with an absolutely mint DC2 Integra in Phoenix yellow. Thing
Ooh.
looks like it just came off the dealer lot. I've seen one really clean DC2 Integra with it was I'm not sure if it was a swap because I didn't see whether or not it was right-hand drive or not, but it had the Japanese front end and it was championship white
Oh,
and it was perfect. I saw it at a Chase Bank. I'm like, do you know who owns that? And he said no.
there's
I still-
only a handful of cars that can wear bright, obnoxious yellow very well. One of them is Honda, and the other one is Porsche, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
That's about it. Yeah. I think. Well, actually, no. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Jane just said, imagine a 16 scale Mini Revo Nitro.
I think they already have that, didn't they?
Do they?
I
Nah.
think.
Evo or Revo.
No, it was just the Revo. Yeah.
Yeah, the Revo Nitro.
But yeah, buddy, what race are you getting ready for this weekend?
It's Newberry. It's in Newberry. It's a Memorial Day. I forget the exact name. They got a Facebook page, Newberry RC Park.
Mhm.
Look at it. They're
Awesome.
going old track layout that was. I guess there was another track in Florida that had the same layout, and they're going to use that layout for this weekend. So
Okay.
hopefully the rain stays away and we get to run.
Yeah, that's been something that's been going on here too. Not gonna lie, it's been bad.
Yeah.
So
Mother Nature is having a conniption fit, especially in the southeast.
They're actually being imported, and they're going for about half.
Half of what R34s are going for. What?
Well, that's still like $150,000, but still.
that's still like north of what us Joe Schmoes can do.
Yeah.
hey Kate, I'm gonna hop off.
All right, I'll see you later, buddy.
See ya.
All right,
Take
bud. Good to
care.
meet you.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. I think we've been going for about 2 hours. So if you have anything else to say to the people at home, oh wait, Endos is going to join.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I'll put the link back in there real quick. Let's see. If you, Big Rockorama says if you like the stage, I've seen the Lancer Evo 9 wagon. I didn't know they were campaigning with the Super Tyco series though. Let me see if I can find it.
That's a different language to me, sir.
It's basically a racing series.
Oh, gotcha.
Hello.
Hey, what up?
So, basically,
There you go.
with my car help, I don't know if I can flip this around or not. Can I flip it around? Nope.
Nah, I don't think you can unless you have it on wide or something like that.
Yeah, I'm on the front now. So, Protect stuff all around. Mamba X.
Mm-hmm.
This was not a good idea.
What is that?
That's a Dumbo RC. Flip this around.
Oh, the Dumbo RC.
Yeah, it's the X stuff. That was not a good idea. I don't care what anybody says. Rud Dog motors are powerful.
They
They're
work.
like $50.
Hey, they work, right?
They work. They
Yeah.
work.
They're like $50, but they're powerful. And also-
You know, I take some flack for using my my Fly Sky GT3B, but
Screw 'em.
it there's a lot of adjustment to it, and there's the receivers are super cheap. You get a 4-pack for $25.
Mhm. And honestly, I'm surprised I haven't run what's this called, a Noble Fly Sky, because it would have saved me a lot of money.
That's going to be my next upgrade is to the Noble. I really dig that.
It's a really good controller.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I get
Endos, what do you use that for?
This is a race car, believe it or not.
Is it the slash with the mid motor setup?
Yes, this is the
Okay.
one.
Oh, okay. Very
Um,
cool.
The old setup was brushed and rear motor.
Okay.
That barely cleared anything at my local track, so
Oh,
I
wow.
decided to do this conversion over winter. And I think it has the power to clear everything. I just have trouble getting traction to the ground. So I'm gonna go there this weekend and see if I can get it hooked, because I went to a Loamy outdoor track and it corners good, but it there's a big sweeper on the far side of the track and it doesn't do that very good. But
Well,
Yeah.
the first thing I would do, could you show me the shocks real quick?
yeah, it's the stock ultra ones.
The stock, those springs, I will
Yes.
tell you right now, are bad. They're very bad. Progressive braid springs are ass. So what you need to do is you need to switch them out for some linear ring springs. Literally any linear ring springs will do better than those. And I guarantee you it will drive so much better.
I know Proline has their ones for, I think, the Power Strokes, I want to say.
You don't
But-
need to replace the shocks.
Yeah, the
just-
shocks are fine.
The shocks are fine. The shocks are completely fine. You just need the different springs. I think yep. That's your backslash?
It's version 2, yeah.
That's version 2. Oh, okay. See if I can.
Yeah, it's getting a new motor soon.
Nice.
Considering one of those until I did this.
Yeah, Endos, what is actually, if you don't mind me asking, what's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice to
Ryan.
meet you.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you.
I don't use that name a lot because I'm not really a fan of it. I just use my alias a lot. But,
It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, so, but yeah, those springs should be the number one thing you're going to need to replace. And I guarantee you, once you do, you're going to do so much better. I recommend the Team Associated springs for the springs. Yeah, those are good. Those will work pretty well. Proline are variable rig springs too. Proline makes some good ones. Honestly, Traxxas, I think they make the ultimate ones. The Traxxas Ultimate comes with linear rig springs.
Aren't they black?
Let me see. I'm looking it up. Yep. Here's the set right here. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Let me do that real
Yeah, I
quick.
see a couple associated and Proline ones. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about those, but I'm also thinking about the hot
These.
racing
Oh, yes. Yes.
car doesn't have sway bars at the moment, and although you probably have to bottom a good bit,
Only $9? That's not bad.
Yes, these are
Yeah.
these will help you a lot.
Okay.
Oh, the hot racing springs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good,
Plus, if I go-
good advice.
Plus, if I go
What'd you
to
say?
sway bar, that's red, white, and blue too.
Yep.
And actually, it's a funny story because at my last club race in February, I broke a rear bearing carrier, and now they're aluminum. And I never intended for this car to have a red, white, and blue theme. I wanted it to be blue, but the guy only had the red ones because he used to run Slash. But these have gave me no issues so far.
Now you're murking as hell.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I never intended for this car to have a red, white, and blue theme.
Well, now it does, and it looks good.
Yep.
Yeah, my version 1 backslash turned out to be red, white, and blue theme.
We are only pink. There's only pink.
Now it's all pink, but
Yeah. But yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to say to the crowd,
keep having fun.
keep having fun. And for you, Endos,
Check out the Adrenaline RC Invitational race. I think it's in September.
September
Yes,
there
invitational
you go.
race.
That's
All right.
like there's a dirt of Virginia. Well,
Okay.
it's a power line, but yeah, that's
Is it 8 scale or 10 scale?
I want to say they have 10 skill classes. I think they have short course, but it's mainly an ASCO race. Ryan Harris had a video on it. I know he took Daniel Evans up there for because he ran Truggy and then Ryan ran Buggy and Nitro Buggy, but
Okay.
yeah, he has a video on it. So,
All right.
For us local nerds, Wicked Weekend, July 27th, 28th. No, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Mm-hmm. And for the Roar Nationals in August, from August 9th to, let me see. Yeah, August 9th to the 13th is the Roar Nationals for Hoppy Town Columbus.
Right on.
All right. Well,
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
you guys have a great day. I'll see you later. You good luck, Endos. I'll see you later,
Good
Jared.
luck, guys.
I'll
See you
probably
soon.
do out of it. So,
All right. See you later.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
See you, Jared. Oh. Righty then. So, for everyone who decided to stick around for this long, I'm sorry, but thanks for you guys' support, and I really appreciate it. I didn't think that my first stream would go this well. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.